Hello students. Today I want to go over how we are going to be doing the growing plant gizmos for the assignment on Tuesday or on Thursday depending on what day you are doing it. Okay, so first I want everybody to get onto the science homepage, and when you do, I want you to come here, click here for this week's assignments. Click on it. It's going to bring you to a page that looks like this. I want you to come down here where it says Growing Plant Gizmo. Click on that, okay? In this assignment here, it says Gizmos Worksheet. We need to make a copy of that so that later on you can split screen your iPad. Click on Gizmos Worksheet. Click on Make a Copy. It should look something like this. Now that is saved into your Google Docs, okay? And if you notice, all of the orange rectangles here are what you will be typing in. So you can put your name, your date, and then you type in here. Before you start the gizmos, this prior knowledge right here, the vocab, this needs to be done first. Then there will be a warm-up. We are doing the warm-up part of this experiment and just activity A. We are not doing activity B. So just activity A today. So we do have 2 pages that you will need to do. All right, so this is in your Google Docs, and like I said, it's to help so that you can split screen later. Go back to this page, and this robot guy here is your gizmos. Click on the robot. You should see this login screen here. You just click on login. Your username was the first letter of your first name, entire last name, last 4 digits of your code, and your password. It's what you always use. You do not need a class code because you've already enrolled. So you just need to type in your username, password, click login. Some of this stuff may look a little different on your end just because I can see multiple classes. So I'm just getting into a class. Pattern Finder is open for you because we did that last week. I want you to find growing plants. Click on launch. When you click on launch, you see all of this stuff on here, okay? So you click on launch and you see this, okay? So hopefully everybody's following along. At this point is where I would like for you to split your screen with gizmos on one side and your worksheet on the other. Remember to split screen. I can't do it right now because I'm performing this on my iPad or on my MacBook. So to split screen, remember, go down to the bottom, pull up your gadgets down below. You should see Google Docs. Hold on to Google Docs and swipe it up to the right into the black section, and it'll split your screen for you. This just makes it easier so you're not going back and forth. Okay, so for this experiment, we only want one manipulated variable, okay? So we need to make sure that we are only changing one thing in this experiment. You will be able to change one thing on multiple times that you do it, but I want you to just change one thing. So I am going to hit clear pot so everything is clear. I want to change one thing on here. So I've decided that I am going to change the water level. So I'm going to make sure all 3 lights are on. I want my lights on. I'm not going to add any fertilizer. Oh, actually I will add some fertilizer. Okay, so I'm going to put one of my pots on 10 mils of water. One of my pots on 40 mils of water. And one of my pots on 70 mils of water. Okay? So you should see, that's the only variable I am changing. I am going to add fertilizer. Nope, I'm going to take the fertilizer away. Okay, so I think you can add it to multiple. Yes, so I do. I want to add fertilizer to each of my pots. I'm not going to add compost, but you could do that on a later experiment if you want to try. Alrighty, I've decided I want to grow tomatoes. Again, I'm adding a tomato to each pot because the only manipulative variable, independent variable I'm changing is the water. Everything else stays the same. So I'm going to put a potato in each one, okay? So now I have everything that I need for this experiment. Now, I am going to grow my plants, and as you can see, they are growing in the pots. Still have a few days, day 50, awesome. Okay, now you can kind of see on these rulers how tall they are, but there's this button right here called data. What I want you to do is click on that. It tells us that tomato A right here is, pot A is 3 lights, 10 mils of water, soil, and fertilizer. And as you can see, it grew to be about 8 centimeters, okay? Pot B here, again, is 1 tomato, 3 lights, 40 mils of water, soil, and fertilizer. It grew to be about 12 to 13 centimeters, okay? And then pot C, I put 70 mils of water, everything else stayed the same, and it grew to be 13.4 centimeters. All right, when you get done performing the experiments on the worksheet, remember you're just doing those first 2 pages. I want you to answer everything on that worksheet. When you are done with the worksheet, okay, you don't need to submit the worksheet to us. When you are done, I want you to come down here, so you are going to scroll down and you're going to answer these 5 assessment problems, okay? You're going to answer 5 assessment problems when you are done with the worksheet. Once you are done with the assessment problems, if you would like to go back and change different things, you can. We just need to clear the pots, and once you clear all these pots, you can then run the experiment again. So again, you're going to run the experiment, only change one thing. I changed the water. If you want to change the lights, change the lights. Just make sure you know which light you turned on and off, okay? If you'd like, you can run it on beans, tomato, and a turnip. You can change the vegetable as long as you keep everything else the same. You can add compost, but you could add compost to one, not to the others. Okay, that could be your variable of change, or your manipulated variable, independent variable. Okay, so what we want you to do is just do one changed variable, one manipulated variable. When you're doing this experiment, you're going to follow along and do the first 2 pages of the worksheet. And when you are done with that, you are scrolling down for these assessment questions. The assessment questions you do not have to upload into Canvas. We see the results. If you have any questions, please contact us. But this pretty much walked you through everything of what you need to do. Okay? And play with it. Have fun. Change some different things once you're done with the assignment. It's actually really cool to watch how different things grow. Try to see if you can, what gets you the tallest plant. Okay? So what can get you the tallest plant? Try and manipulate stuff to see what plant you can get to be the tallest. Okay? That's part of the experiment also. So, again, this is your assignments for Tuesday or Thursday. If you have any questions, please email one of your science teachers. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.